You're watching the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies.
And Advantage Prajapati out in the middle. Welcome, Matt. Welcome to third day of competition here at Mercer County Park. And this time, the Eagles under pressure to really salvage some pride. Took a thrashing yesterday. And they're here back again with Bhaskar Yadram ready to go. Prajapati on strike. And didn't go well for Prajapati yesterday. Welcome this morning. So here's the first ball. Bhaskar Yadram comes into bowl to Prajapati. And a better start for Prajapati. He has survived a delivery. Saw yesterday he got a golden duck and just trying to push a ball into the offside. The ball may have delayed in the pitch. And Matt, welcome to a hazy Sunday morning here at Mercer County Park.
Yeah, the New England Eagles will be hoping for a change of fortunes, and they'll be hoping for that to be in a drastic manner.
So runs for New England here, ball into the offside. Prajapati, he gets going and brings the left-hander from the Majestic Cricket Club and also from the Spartan brand, Spartan unit that plays on Saturday in the National League. And will come up against Bhaskar Yadram. We made mention the likes of Devashwari Prasad, Derek Narain, Bhaskar Yadram, Jonathan Fu. They all play in the New York National League, local league in the New York area. And from time to time, they have played against each other. Saw yesterday Bhaskar Yadram picking up 4 wickets for 5 runs and will come into Bolton Narain. And Narain gets a ball that he turns into the onside and He's off and running, so a couple of runs on the board here for the Eagles, Matt. Philadelphians at the top of the table for the time being.
Yeah, they'll certainly back themselves to do the same here today, having already defeated the New England Eagles yesterday in what was, you've got to say, a pretty one-sided contest in the end. They'll be looking to do the same here and restrict them to a low total. This time the Eagles batting first.
And you look at Prajapati, he's such a good batter, Matt. We first saw him at the USPL a couple of years ago where he had a dominating season at the USPL, a tournament that was played up in Westchester County. And then quickly gained some prominence, was quickly pulled in to the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. That one, a little bit of height. In fact, let's talk about the pitch. We're on a new pitch today. We saw the last couple of days the games were played on pitch number 3, but is now moved to pitch number 5 at this ground. And for viewers watching, we'll give you a look of the square. All the pitches there. There's about 5 pitches here, and yeah, there you go. We started the weekend with the ones to the left of your screen. Gets an edge, a dive in. Christopher Vantal. Oh, that's a very good effort from the fielder out at fine leg match. Saved the boundary for sure. Saved a couple of runs. Good cricket here from the Philadelphians.
So 4 for none after the first over.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Prashad will come into the attack. Will come into bowl to Derek Narain. He's another player that the trio, Derek Narain, Bhaskar Yadram, and Devashwari Prashad, knows each other pretty well. And good chance, Matt. They may have traveled up here together in the same vehicle. All live in the same vicinity up in New York. So Derek Narain, we saw just getting 2 yesterday. Oh, up and over through the offside. That's one of his favorite shots. And that has gone away for 4. A lovely shot from Derek Narain, one of his favorite shots. And that has gone away for 4.
Yeah, typical from Derek Narain. He loves to go up and over. And that lofted cover drive, such a strong shot of his. Devashwari Prashad, for a player that knows Derek Narain so well, a big mistake there to bowl right in his hitting area without any protection out on the boundary. So a big start from Derek Narain, who will be looking, as you mentioned, to get things going. Much better from Devashwari Prashad going into the body. Much better strategy bowling to Derek Narain. And still, even though you've got to say it was a disappointing performance from the Eagles, you cannot look at this partnership and say it's not a good one between Derek Narain and Vandit Prajapati.
So ball pulled into the onside. Ryan Scott is posted there, and Matt, we made mention that Derek Narain is coming up against his team that he's played for the last couple of years, and still holds the opening position with Vandit Prajapati. He comes into strike, and we've had an earlier drizzle in the morning, Matt. But we're good enough for cricket. A little bit of hazy conditions again, as we have seen in the last 2 days of cricket, Friday and Saturday. And here we are Sunday morning. 9 for no loss And I always look at these small numbers from the context of how difficult it is sometimes to get runs on these tracks. And essentially, you've got to say that they're off to a very good start with 9 on the board, 9 for no loss.
Yeah, it's been promising signs for the Eagles this time around. We saw how quickly things fell apart. Some early wickets doing lots of damage for the Philadelphians. You mentioned Bhaskar Yadaram, 4 for 5 yesterday.
So ball goes through to Van Tol, and both batters today, Prajapati we saw yesterday got a first ball. Derek Narain fell cheaply. They're really off to a better start, this New England Eagles. You look at the Philadelphians, they've put together a good squad and already with a win in the bag. It's going to be a busy weekend for them. They play tomorrow again. And so Philadelphians are here to play all 3 days. Into the onside. Good shot here from Prajapati. And after 2 having been sent in, they're batting at 10 for no loss.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So 2 overs gone, 10 for no loss. We talked about Bhaskar Yadaram getting 4 for 5 yesterday. And you know, Matt, during the course of this 2024 season, 4 for 5 is going to be a resounding return of bowling figures, I'm pretty sure, for a long time. It's not going to be easy to beat that. And we talked about the pitch that has been used this morning, the one on the extreme right. A big tot onto the pad. Umpire Mihir Patel is not convinced. And it's still 10 for no loss. So the pitch that they're using today, this is the one on the extreme right. And we'll take a look at that. That's a square. So in the couple days of cricket here, we've used the one sort of in the middle. There's a little bit of white patch there. That's the one probably in the middle. And then today, here we are, the extreme right. And Matthew, you get the feeling that one of the reasons that the Philadelphians opted to bowl first, I'm pretty sure has to do with a new track that we were playing on this morning.
Yeah, I think we may have certainly factored in to their decision to have a bowl first. Always like to give your bowlers a chance on unfamiliar territory. Give the opposing side, make their batters have to contend with some different conditions.
So ball worked into the onside. We've seen a good start here from the Eagles. Both batters, Derek Narain and Prajapati, is giving them something to really build on. Conditions here, if you can get 130, 140, still something to bowl at. So it's going to be interesting to see the target score. We saw 135 scored yesterday from the Philadelphians, the highest score in 3 matches so far. Narain getting set up and then realizing the bunks of the ball, and he just allows it to go through to Christopher Van Tol. We talk about how new Bhaskar Yadaram comes to this unit, Matt, and what does Bhaskar Yadaram brings to the Philadelphians?
Brings just about everything. Does Bhaskar Yadaram, a genuine all-rounder, opening the bowling here. We saw how important his big hitting can be. We got a glimpse of it yesterday. Played a decent knock towards the middle, back end. Got lots of experience as well, has Bhaskar Yadram.
Yeah, got 18 yesterday, but it was his bowling that took the spotlight. And that's such an important factor that when you're an all-rounder, if you don't get runs, you can get wickets, and that's exactly what. Well, he did a little bit of both. 11 for no loss. Narain on strike. Look at that, short and hammered into the onside, and that's the first maximum of this innings. Derek Narain for 6.
Yeah, went short again, Yadram. This time, Derek Narain was up for the task. Pulls this one away with disdain for 6. And Derek Narain is looking in ominous form here. He's up to 12 of 7 deliveries, ends the over off on a high. And the Eagles are 17 for none after 3.
So a good start from the Eagles. They're 17 for none at the end of 3. Seen a lovely shot in the last over off the bat of Derek Narain. A massive 6, and Prajapati will be the man on strike. Prashad will continue. And ball taken on the pad, and they're going to scamper through. Good running. And in fact, the ball would have come off the bat of Prajapati. So he goes up to 6, Matt. It's 18 for no loss. And the factor, and we were talking about the pitch and the square. And the fact that the pitch has been moved, or they're using the one to the extreme right, Matt, the dimensions of the ground changes slightly. And so for Derek Narain, his onside right now is the shorter side by some 8 yards. Now look at that, straight down the ground, struck well from Derek Narain, running down towards the long on area, and that's 4 more for Derek Narain.
Yeah, Derek Narain looking in very good touch here. Straight down the ground this time. You mentioned how his current offside is probably the bigger side. He didn't seem to have any issues in the previous over batting from the other end to clear that same side. And this time going straight down the ground. So Derek Narain has gotten the Eagles off to a solid start here.
Yeah, he is always going to be one of the top batters of this side, has always been. A lot of runs to his career. And Matt, I'll ask you a question. I know we haven't discussed this in couple days of commentary, and more precisely to this Eastern Conference. Most of the players that play in New York and New Jersey are not accustomed to be playing on turf. They don't have that facility up in New York and in the New Jersey area. This is one of the rare ones at Mercer County Park, and if you don't live or playing the leagues around here, you don't get a chance to play on turf. How does the adjustment of players like Derek Narain and, well, Prajapati may have had some exposure to grounds in the New Jersey area, but you look at Derek Narain, he'll have to adjust to turf conditions here at Mercer County Park and where else minor league is played. So he loses his off stump, and Deveshwari Prashad has taken out Derek Narain. He falls for 17. It's 24 for 1.
Yeah, we saw how strong Derek Narayan was. The things short of a length. This time, Deveshwari Prasad getting it right up in the block hole, removes Derek Narayan, looking to go big again, and through it goes. His off stump bail is gone, and Deveshwari Prasad, he's such a wicket taker. Is Prasad, he gets the big one. Narayan falls for 17, and the Eagles are 24 for 1.
So Talha Mumtaz comes out at number 3 at the fall of Derek Narayan. Narayan falls for 17 and Eagles have lost to 1, but they're off to a good start, Matt. Even at the loss of Derek Narayan, you get the feeling that 24 for 1, it's not a bad start. You probably would want the New England batters, if you're a New England fan, to really bat as long as they possibly can. But Talha Mumtaz, we saw he played a very good hand yesterday for 18. And into the offside, and he has to wait. And so that will complete over number 4. A successful one for Deveshwari Prasad, 24 for 1 at the end of 4.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Abdul Jabbar, in fact, not Abdul Jabbar, Jonathan Fu. And Matt, how many times we've seen a bowler goes up, ready to mark his mark, and then there's a quick adjustment. Jonathan Fu comes into the attack.
Yeah, there was certainly a chat between him and Abdul Jabbar. And the captain deciding to take it for himself. We saw how impressive Jonathan Fu was last season in terms of his wicket taking and in terms of his economy rate. Was around 2.8 average economy rate throughout the season. So Jonathan Fu was almost impossible to get away last season.
So Fu will come in here. New England off to a good start, although they've lost Derek Narayan. We saw yesterday Talha Mumtaz played a good hand for 18 off 50, 18 out of 58, 53. And so you'll have to take that 18 in good stride and definitely make the point that he really batted well yesterday. Have to wait and see from Mihir Patel whether it came off the pad. It did. And so a leg by here. And you get the feeling, man, that Prajapati has really come to bat. He's typically an attacking player, loves to play short, but he realizes that conditions here at Mercer County Park is a different one. And you'll have to play a patient game, allow yourself to bat long, look for the ones and twos, and if it's really short, to really pounce on opportunities to really hit the ball out of the park or hit it across the ground here. But we'll come back to the question I posed to you earlier about that adjustment for players in the Atlantic and New York area not getting opportunities to play on turf.
Yeah, it certainly is a big adjustment, especially when you look at a turf that maybe a little bit more favorable to the bowling side. The adjustment is certainly quite drastic.
Oh, in the square leg area. And now Talha Mumtaz goes without scoring, looking to pull through the onside. Fielder comes up with a catch. And the second wicket goes down here for the Eagles. They're 25 for 2.
Yeah, straight into the hands of Ashish Vatem, who had a bit of running back to do, but in the end took the catch quite easily. So we saw similarly to yesterday, the New England Eagles, they lost 1 and then they lost 2 and 3 and 4 quite quickly after that, and they just never recovered. Suddenly the Philadelphians are back on top of this game. It's 25 for 2 as Mumtaz goes without scoring. So Rishikesh Buddhagum walks out to the middle.
Yeah, we don't have a tab on him at all. Newcomer to minor league mat, or has he played before? So he's new to the side here, and Jonathan Fu has come in quite early and has picked up 1. And Matt, here for me, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. They've lost a couple of wickets in the space of not too many deliveries, and they've got a chance here to really consolidate and try to see out. A lot of balls remaining, 92 to be exact. But here is where you don't want to lose any more wickets for some time. And try to accumulate what else you can accumulate in the next 92 balls. Leg slip in place. Here is Jonathan Fu. And Buddhagum looking to pull through the onside. Ball onto him quite quicker. And Jonathan Fu, Matt, has made an early inroad here. Hasn't given up anything yet from his bowling spell. You've seen a leg by in the over, so essentially this could be a maiden wicket over. Here is a final ball. Into the offside. Lovely shot from Buddhagum. Will get runs here. And look at that. They come back for a couple of runs. Lovely shot from Ricky Kish. Buddhagum. 5 gone is 27 for 2. So 5 overs gone, 27 for 2. The Eagles haven't been sent in. The Philadelphians winning the toss, opting to bowl first. And after 5, they've removed Derek Narain, they've removed Talha Mumtaz. Prajapati has started well, 14 balls, 7. It doesn't matter how long you can occupy the crease. So he'll have to pace himself. Here's Abdul Jabbar, 3 for 9 yesterday. Gets a good ball that goes through to Vantal, and Vantal brings out the style, the flair of wicket-keeping. Yeah, quality delivery here from Abdul Jabbar. He's such a key member of the squad. in the absence of Raj Nanan. Certainly will be given opportunity. Chopped into the offside. And it's an easy single here for Prajapati. Brings Rishikesh Budugum. And Matt, we were wondering of Mike if he's related to Akhilesh Budugum, who's been part of other minor league squad, was part of the major league setup, and a popular man going around cricketing circle in this country.
Yeah, certainly somewhat similar names. Rishikesh, Akhilesh, Budugum. Be interesting. Might have to find out from someone in the New England Eagles setup.
And if it is, Matt, they've got a strong sibling of cricketing standard going down the leg side, and no says Brian Kane might have been too close. But if the Budugums are related, if they're siblings, then you've got to say we've got a good off spinner in Akhilesh Budugum, one of the taller off spinner you'll see. And you look at Rishikesh, he seems to be a batter. He comes out there at number 4, and he's shown us that he has good technique. And look at that, defensive, well put together. The 6th over comes to a close. It's 28 for 2.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So we're back with the cricket, 28 for 2 at the end of 6. Ahmad, off your head, 6 overs gone, the power play done, 28 for 2. How this ranks with the other innings that we have seen?
Yeah, we usually see maybe around 33, 32, 34 to be the usual power play innings. Usually just over 30. The Eagles are slightly behind from what, off the top of my head, we've normally seen from the power play.
So playing a miss, ball goes through to Vantal. And Matt, you look at Prajapati, he has really come to bat. He's assessed the conditions. Look at that, he's you see batters come out to the middle, and look, this camper through for a could be a leg by here. We'll wait and see from umpire Mihir Patel. And leg by is the call. And so 29 for 2, but you see batters come out to bat, and you see they're in for the grind. You look at Prajapati, and I think he has come out here with a different purpose. He's had a night to really reflect on what has happened yesterday. Oh, pulled away. That's a lovely shot from Budugum. Finds the gap, and that's 4 runs for the Eagles.
Yeah, short delivery from Jonathan Fu off the back foot, hammers it away from Rishikesh Budugum. He picks up a boundary, so it could be the start of a much needed partnership this for the New England Eagles. Budugum has looked solid. Jonathan Fu, he doesn't tend to go for runs. I would have made mention earlier, 2.8 his average economy last season, so he's very tricky bowler for a lot of batters.
Looking to go over backwards square. It doesn't go too well, and Matt, we've seen it so many times. You've just come off a powerful pull through the onside. Why the risk?
Maybe batter's just riding the momentum of the previous shot. Feeling a bit invincible.
Ball into the onside. Look at the effort from Jonathan Fu. He's such a cricketer. Can bowl, can bat. We talked about how he used to wicket keep for the Philadelphians. And he plays tape ball cricket. Just about a week ago, there was a big tape ball finals in Guyana. And Jonathan Fu was part of the squad. They took a thrashing in that in that series. 7 overs gone. It's 34 for 2. So Abdul Jabbar will continue. First over went for only 1. Will come into ball to Baeedum. We saw in the previous over a lovely pull through the onside from Baeedum. Gets a quality delivery, has to defend. And Matt, tomorrow our good friend Brian Barish will be on hand to call tomorrow a couple of games. And we talked about, oh, that's a lovely shot. While interrupted by the hand of the fielder, well executed here from Baeedum. He's all class.
Rishikesh Baeedum certainly pulling out all the shots. The reverse sweep this time used to great effect. Gets it over. And New England Eagles beginning to fight back here, being led by Rishikesh Baeedum.
It's a lovely shot. I think you've got to have some level of skill to execute those shots successfully. And he's really done that, Matt. I'm beginning to be impressed here by Rishikesh Baeedum. His orthodox shot, his unorthodox shot, and he's really played a good hand so far. Eagles will be hoping that they can push on and bat as deep as possible. I talked about how I love the approach here from Vandit Kumar Prajapati. Swept into the onside, passes the man a short backward. And Aurora does well to keep the ball away from going across the rope. And a couple of good looking runs again from Prajapati. Is 41 for 2.
Yeah, Vandit Prajapati, we know he's still a attacking batter by nature. Has just made the adjustment, but he can still turn things on, can still play the shots all across the park. And Abdul Jabbar has gone quite expensive in this over. 7 runs from it at 4 deliveries. Still 2 to go.
Oh, he comes down the track looking for a big one. And they've lost another one. I think Prajapati has given this one away. A careless shot, I would say. And in the end, it's 41 for 3. Prajapati gone.
Yeah, another wicket here from the Philadelphians. They just continue to fight on. They continue to take wickets. And this is what plagued the New England Eagles yesterday. They just kept losing wickets. And now, even though they've got more runs on the board today, they still continue to get a start to a partnership, or somebody gets off to a start and then they get dismissed. So Jabbar gets his first of the day. It's 41 for 3. So Apurva Maheshram walks to the middle. The youngster that the New England Eagles have been quite lucky to have over the last few years.
So we'll quickly take a look at the dismissal of Prajapati. Now, Matt, I've always wondered. You look at the shot that Prajapati played, and I've always been told, or at least that's how I understand it. If you're looking to come down to a leg spinner, Abdul Jabbar, and he gets a good one here against Mahesh Ram. But let's talk about the dismissal here as the 8th over comes to a close, 41 for 3. Abdul Jabbar, he's a finger spinner. He bowls leg spin. He's getting the ball to come across the right-hander. If you're getting to the pitch of Abdul Jabbar, if you're playing into the onside, you're playing against the spin. That's exactly what he did wrong. And it's no wonder that the ball flies to a backward point just by the 30-yard circle, because he's looking to hit against the spin. The basics of technique to come down to a leg spinner is to come down, look to go straight, long off, cover on the offside, not looking to go through the onside. 41 for 3. Mahesh Ram comes to the middle, and Buddugum will be the man on strike.
So more spin into the attack. We've seen 2 from Fu, 2 from Jabbar. And now the left arm spin again of Ashish Vatem this time.
So Vatem, same bowling type. Look, take a look at Prajapati. Looks to go through the onside, and the fact is Prajapati didn't even try to go straight to like long on. He's looking to go mid-wicket. Take a look. Nah, can't play a leg spinner that way. You cannot do that. The ball will always fly to that area. 43 for 3. And Vatem will continue. Here he is, to Buddugum. Into the offside. This guy looks very good.
Yeah, first time seeing Rishikesh Buddugum. Had no prior information, but done a bit of research since he's walked out to the middle. One that has experience playing for Hyderabad, the youth setup in Hyderabad. And his full name is Rishikesh Reddy Buddugum, which is also Akhilesh's name, Akhilesh Reddy Buddugum. So it might be related. I might be willing to put money on them being related in some fashion. Maybe brothers or cousins or something.
Yeah, and I made the point, if they are, that's a very tough. Oh, chance of a run out. Buddugum comes down looking for runs. And Bhaskar Yadram interrupting the ball, man. Could have spelled disaster here for Buddugum.
Yeah, Jonathan Fu, if he had only collected cleanly, the Philadelphians might have been in business. Buddugum was a long way down. Pulled away from Mahesh Ram. Ryan Scott comes around, gets his body behind it well. They get a couple of runs. Ryan Scott, perhaps one of the best boundary riders this Philadelphian side has.
Yeah, you're sure on that. A couple of good runs there from Mahesh Ram. You talked about Ryan Scott being an outfield fielder. And I know you referenced when we first saw Ryan Scott in New York a couple of years ago. He was such an outstanding fielder of that tournament. If I'm not mistaken, he was given the Best Fielder Award in that tournament. It was called a Global World Series thing. And that's where we first saw Ryan Scott. Took a lot of catches. Oh, balled him. Mahesh Ram looking to play upwards, and one that kept low, rattled the stumps, and another wicket goes down here for the Eagles. They're batting at 46 for 4.
Yeah, well, that's the difficulty. He had played that shot just a few deliveries prior. He got sufficient bounce to get it away for 2. and then trying to do the same thing, and this time it's gone through the gates. So Vatem gets the wicket. Mahesh Ram falls. May have been an inside edge in the end. Getting too low on the bat and playing on. So 46 for 4, the Eagles after 9.
Rao comes out to join Rishikesh Buddugam. And Abdul Jabbar has picked up one for 8. We've seen one from Ashish Vatem. And Abdul Jabbar will continue. Tidy spell from him so far. He's bowled a couple of overs and he's only conceded 8 runs. He's picked up 1. Picked up the wicket of Prajapati and will come into bowl to Buddugam. And Buddugam firmly into the onside. I think this kid can bat. And Matt, I always getting interrupted. I have so much stories to tell, but let's talk about our fellow commentators all across the country. Tomorrow, Brian Barish comes to the Mercer County Park, so we're looking forward for him. And so, want to say good morning to Brian Barish wherever you are. And we are all expecting a massive show from you tomorrow when he comes here at Mercer County Park. And to all our other commentators, Matt, across the country, we want to say good morning from the New Jersey area. A lot to cover, don't you think?
Yeah, certainly. Minor league spanning the entire country, 4 divisions all across the United States, and lots of work to be done, lots of games, lots of grounds, and lots of commentators just like us. We are just the voices of the East. You've got voices of the South, the Central, and the West.
Yeah, want to say special good morning to Aman Patel and Shaw Faisal, stationed in the South, and they're the one in Atlanta. Yeah, here we are, and then of course we go to Texas, and we've got Brian Walters holding down things at PVCC, and Nikhil Bhatt over at Musa Stadium, and then we go west.
Yeah, and the voice of the West Coast, Mr. Joe Hickey himself. I'm not sure if he's awake. Quite a drastic time difference out there on the West Coast.
So to Aman Patel, Shaw Faisal, Brian Walters, Nikhil Bhatt, Joe Hickey, Matthew Achaibar, Brian Barish. Want to say good luck for the season and hope you have fun. 49 for 4. And ball played into the offside, and there is no run. So the 10th over comes to a close. It's 49 for 4.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Vatem will continue, and he hasn't done anything wrong. 1 wicket for 5 in his 1 over so far. Bowling to Rishikesh Buddugam, who has really held things up here for the New England Eagles. Has played a couple of shots, Rishikesh, and seems to understand the conditions. Seems to play within merit of what he's been offered.
And Matt, while we give a shout out to our fellow commentators, we've got a fan. He's all the way on the West Coast, and you will know this player quite well. And he is, well, we'll talk about that. Let's see if we can get a 50 here. Into the offside. eludes the fielder. And that has brought up the 50 here. They're looking for a couple of runs. 51 on the board here for the New England Eagles. And it comes off the bat of Rishikesh Buddhagum. He picks up a couple more runs.
Yeah, again, that one getting a lot of height. But still, he made the adjustment well, did Buddhagum. And just out of reach. Offering a chance. Vatem could have had a second wicket.
Yeah, ball played into the offside. Can't score. 51 on the board. Christopher Ramsaran. Christopher Ramsaran said he's listening to the field and enjoying the commentary. Want to say special good morning. Good morning, Christopher Ramsaran. I know you are getting ready with your season. This one into the offside. That's a lovely shot again from Buddhagum. And look at that. He picks up a couple of runs. Christopher Ramsaran, Matt, your friend.
Yeah, we've done quite a few games across the country with Ramsaran. The Unity Cup down in DMV area, in New York, in New Jersey. Some fans closer to home, enjoying things here.
And ball cut away into the offside. More runs there for Buddhagum. He continues to bat extremely well. Look at that. Picks up a couple more. And it completes the 11th over, 55 for 4.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Seeing how their boys develop. Rishikesh Buddhagum has gotten off to a good start. Will be looking to push on. It was quite a successful over, that last one from Vatem. 6 runs. Buddhagum was able to find the gaps. 3 twos coming off that over. But still, they know the job is far from over. Still, 9 overs left in this contest. 4 wickets down. And we saw Pranav Rao able to stick around for a bit of time yesterday. They'll need him to stick around for a while again. Pile on the runs. Support alongside Buddhagum. Jonathan Fu will come back, will operate from the opposite end.
So Pranav Rao picks up another run. And Matt, when you look at this Eagles squad, I make mention that you've got to pace yourself. You've got to bat out your 20 overs. You can't lose too many wickets. We've seen Buddhagum, who has really played a good hand. He's been the bedrock of things here for the New England Eagles. They lost badly yesterday. They'll have to salvage some bit of pride. And they'll need to come up with a big performance. May have gotten an edge onto the body of Vantal. And that's been put down. 56 for 4.
Yeah, might have to go down as a chance. But going back to the plan here. Yeah, just conserving the wicket is certainly one thing. Especially when you have somebody named Rizwan Mazar in the New England Eagles lineup that towards the end of an innings can pretty much take on any bowler on any ground, on any surface, and hit them out of the park. Buddhagum goes a long way. Rishikesh Buddhagum has connected with that, has sent it way over the ropes for 6. And the second maximum we saw one off the bat of Derek Narain previously. And now look at this one, maybe even bigger. And cleanly struck from Rishikesh Buddhagum.
Yeah, that's a lovely strike. You've got to be impressed with Buddhagum. Over the keeper's head. Running back is the fielder. And look at that. They'll come back for a couple of runs. 8 in 2 balls. We're beginning to see a very good knock here from Buddhagum. It already is. He's up on 29. And he's really played shots.
He's such a 360 player, it seems, as well. We've seen the ramp that time. We saw reverse sweep for 4 previously.
Yeah, that bounce and turn from Jonathan Fu. 12 over comes to a close. The 64 for 4. So 64 for 4. We've got 48 balls remaining. 12 overs gone. Ashish Vatem will continue. 1 for 11 so far. And we'll come into bowl to Pranav Rao. He's on 2. Into the onside. Looking for runs here. They'll get 1. And hands the strike over to Rishikesh Buddugum. And Matt, we've seen a fine knock from this man. Not only you look at the card, he's up on 29. But the way he has assessed conditions here and he's taken on the bowlers from time to time, it has to be commended.
Yeah, this is certainly a surface where you'll probably have to watch the games and see the batters for yourself to really make an assessment. And when you look at the shots that Rishikesh Buddugum has played, he's played them with confidence, with class.
So he makes that adjustment. Ball keeping a tad low. And Ashish Vatem has been given a long run here. This is the 3rd over. He's picked up 1 so far. Picked up the wicket of Mahesh Ram. One that kept low. And look at that. Driven into the onside. Bhaskar Yadram is posted in the deep. And another run here for the New England Eagles. A better performance from them. Certainly today, Matt.
Yeah. The start from Derek Narayan certainly helped. Even though it was short-lived, it certainly may have raised their confidence level a bit to see Derek Narayan play that cameo he did. The addition of Rishikesh Buddugum, whom we didn't see yesterday, has certainly played a big part. 30 of the 66 runs on the board has come off the bat of Buddugum.
And Matt, we talked about Raj Nanan not being part of the Philadelphians this year. Vatem and Abdul Jabbar has brought good finger spin for them. Look at that. Eased into the offside. Pranav Rao, he's a top quality player himself. They'll just have to believe in themselves. And they'll have to pick up the plan to really bat through 20 overs. Into the offside. They're going to scamper through for 1. Good run in the end. And so that will complete the 13th over. 67 for 4. The Philadelphians, having won the toss, electing to bowl first. We're using a new strip today. And that's the camp of the New England Eagles for the time being, Matt. They look relaxed, having gone down yesterday to the Philadelphians. And when you look at the points table, it's the Philadelphians at the top of the table.
Yeah, and the Philadelphians will be quite pleased with how things went yesterday. But they'll understand that today they've certainly got a much bigger contest. They've got a much better fight put up here by the Eagles, led by Rishikesh Buddugum, who has stuck around for some bit of time, and they've gone back to their wicket taker, Devishroy Prashad, realizing that they've probably got to try and remove Buddugum. Pranav Rao at the other end as well did a fairly decent yesterday himself. So here's Prashad.
So ball eased into the offside. Good running. Throw comes in quite quickly. Might have been Abdul Jabbar. And that combination of Abdul Jabbar and Christopher Vantal, you've got to make sure that you cover those inches quite quickly. Very sharp throw. Prashad, left arm seamer. Oh, gets an edge is Buddugum, and look at that. Beats Bhaskar Yadram. And not only beats him in the inner circle, but the ball goes away for 4.
Yeah, not one that Yadram will want to see again. Outside edge that flies from Buddhagum. And 4 more off the bat of Rishikesh Buddhagum. Really should not have been even a run, but Yadram goes right through him. And this outfield is certainly quick.
I'll tell you what. He goes in the region of Bhaskar Yadram, and this time he does well, picking up clean. Mad Bhaskar Yadram comes from the village of Enterprise in Guyana. And you've been to Enterprise, and Bhaskar Yadram comes from Enterprise, one of the a good producing place in Guyana on the east coast of Demerara that has produced some good cricketers. I tell you what, if we were playing on the coast of the countryside and the kind of fielding performance that he put on there, they'll probably yell at you and say, "Oh, you're feeling for eggs." You're feeling for eggs. So 7 off this over. Bhaskar Yadram has made a good impact on the Philadelphians yesterday. Yeah, looking to go big as Buddhagum. Doesn't go too well, and ball goes through to Van Tal.
Again, going across, looking to help it over fine leg. He's played a couple of those shots, or he's attempted to play a few of those shots. Some of them he's gotten hold of. Certainly seems to be a very innovative player, is Buddhagum. Down the track this time. Well disguised delivery from Prashad. Through it goes to Van Tol. So 7 runs from the over off of Prashad. 74 for 4.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Bhaskar Yadram, after that less than stellar fielding attempt, Jonathan Fu giving him the ball, saying go make up for it.
So ball turned into the onside from Pranav Rao. And I gotta say, man, Pranav Rao, he's played a good hand so far.
Yeah, he's helped this partnership quite nicely. 29. It's the highest partnership we've seen of the Eagles so far, of 31 deliveries. Similar knock yesterday. He did try to rebuild things with, I believe it was Mumtaz. Put together a decent enough partnership.
So ball into the offside. And Buddhagum has really played well. 35 so far. It's a bigger performance from what we saw yesterday. The Philadelphians certainly came into this tournament, Matt, with high expectations, as they've done in the last 3 years. Saw them in the Super 8 last year.
Yeah, them alongside the Somerset Cavaliers would have represented the East in those Super 8s.
Oh, has he given it away? I think he has. Top-edged into the hands of Arsh Arora. And Rishikesh Buddhagum, who looks so well today, has given it away. 75 for 5.
Yeah, looking to take on Bhaskar Yadram. Getting a thick slice in the end, and it went straight up in the air. And this Philadelphian side, they're such a good fielding unit. Arsh Arora takes the catch in the end, and he's disappointed in himself there, Buddhagum. He knows he had the potential to go a lot further. And in the end, Aurora takes a simple catch in the end. Yadram gets his first wicket of the day. Baeedum falls for 35. 75 for 5. So Rizwan Mazar walks to the middle with 33 deliveries remaining, and I mentioned earlier that he's certainly the X-factor player when you look at this New England Eagles side. And we'll see how much he can offer in these next 33 balls.
So he gets a short ball, does well to tap it into the onside. And he's quickly off the mark. And Matt, when you look at this Philadelphian side, we talked about they're topping the table in their game yesterday. What are some of the changes we've seen from this Philadelphian lineup in 2024?
Well, the man on screen tying the laces of Pranav Rao, keeper to keeper. Christopher Vantal. Certainly a major addition. We saw him do quite well with the bat yesterday. Bhaskar Yadram bowling as well. A new addition. This one tucked away into the leg side. Direct hit. But Rizwan Mazar not troubled. So yeah, Yadram and Vantal certainly two big names really added to this lineup. We saw Ashish Vatem earlier on as well, the all-rounder. Certainly a new face, and they've had to fill some pretty big shoes. The likes of Raj Nanan, Rajdeep Darbar, who would have been part of this Philly lineup in the past. The keeper Mario Rampasad as well. Garanshu Sharma.
Now we haven't seen Drysdale yet. We'll talk about that when we come back. 15 gone. In fact, no ball is the call. Is that what it is?
So no ball conceded here from Bhaskar Yadram, unable to close out the over. And he'll now offer a free hit to Rizwan Mazar. Certainly a sentence you don't want to hear as a bowler.
So Mazar gets a chance to free his arm. Here's the free hit ball. Can't get it off the square. So good comeback here from Bhaskar Yadram. 15 gone. It's 78 for 5. 78 for 5.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Still Liam Plunkett as well is back with the Philadelphians this season. We haven't seen him in action yet.
We haven't seen Swarna also, part of the squad, so lots more to come from this Philadelphians squad. And speaking of what it is to come, second game at 2 o'clock. We'll see the New York team, NYC Titans, a rebranded concept from the Empire State Titans, Matt. They'll get a chance to open their campaign, and they'll be taking on Somerset Cavaliers at 2 o'clock. Pranav Rao, he's been there for some time. And we've got 28 balls remaining. Rizwan Mazar at the other end. He's on 1. And they're batting a 78 for 5. They took a thrashing yesterday, losing 135 to 53, or was it 58?
Might have been 53 in the end. A dominant bowling display from the Philadelphians.
Yeah, we saw Bhaskar Yadram getting 4 for 5. Abdul Jabbar, the man bowling here, 3 for 9. And so that's 8 wickets between the two of them. Cut away into the offside. Fielder comes around. Ryan Scott, he's quick. And he does well to save 2 runs, save the boundary. And that's superb feeling from Ryan Scott.
Brilliant fielding again. We cannot underestimate how great Ryan Scott is in the field. Sprinting away to his left to try and track that one down. He did so successfully. The firm hand pulling it back in. Pranav Rao may have thought he had a boundary.
Ball cut away in the region of Bhaskar Yadram. And it runs away again for 4 runs.
Ball teasing Bhaskar Yadram throughout the day so far. Guided down from Pranav Rao. And Yadram once again running second to the ball.
Yeah, it's always going to be a tough one. He's a big man, and look at that. Not getting down, and the ball going under the arm. And in the end, a long chase again for Bhaskar Yadram. Couple of 4s in that area. 84 for 5. Lovely shot from Pranav Rao. Don't take anything away from the shot. Abdul Jabbar cut into the offside. Ryan Scott has a lot of work to do. He comes around, can't get to the ball in time. And that's a classy looking shot through the offside from Pranav Rao. 4 more runs for him.
This time is able to beat Ryan Scott. Had a lot more chasing to do this time. It was also a bit more firmly struck from Pranav Rao. Back-to-back boundaries, exactly what the Eagles have wanted. And Ryan Scott, football skills not good enough.
Yes. Advice to him, stick with cricket. 88 for 5. Seen a lovely over here from Pranav Rao. Look at that. Not a good delivery. 16 overs gone. Big over here for the New England Eagles. And after 16, they're batting at 88 for 5.
We'll look at our third umpire. Underneath the umpire 10th. Lots of work, certainly.
Yeah, Colin Edwards and our official scorer. Yeah, Colin Edwards. I think he's doing the duties of third and fourth. Big swing and a miss here for Rizwan Mazar. He means business. He's always meant business.
Yeah, Rizwan Mazar bats one way and one way only, seemingly. And with 23 deliveries to go, you can't blame him. It's what he's in this squad for. It's what he's been successful at doing. And case in point, Rizwan Mazar has sent that one flying into the Philly fan stand. And greets Ashish Vatem into his final over, second ball. Rizwan Mazar has dispatched him.
Well, we have seen so much of Rizwan Mazar. And we have called so many sixes that he has struck in the tri-state area. And so it comes as no surprise in the direction of Bhaskar Yadram. And Yadram make amends. He holds on. Rizwan Mazar falls 94 for 6.
This time he didn't have to move at all, Yadram. Rizwan Mazar looking to clear the fence again. But this time straight into the hands of Bhaskar Yadram. And Rizwan Mazar very unhappy. Knows he could have done more. Just not enough height on it. Yadram, he's a tall man with big hands. He's held on. And Ashish Vatem has a second wicket. Mazar falls, a big one down for New England. It's 94 for 6.
So Usman Ashraf comes to the middle, 21 balls remaining. Oh, he does well. Those are not easy balls to keep out, but Ashraf not only kept it out, but he's off the mark and running.
Yeah, very well adjusted from Usman Ashraf. You don't really prepare for those, especially facing your first ball. Almost a nightmarish scenario.
And Matt, you look at Pranav Rao, he's really batted well, along with Rishikesh Buddhagum a bit earlier on. And he's played a very good hand, the wicketkeeper, Pranav Rao. Wasn't he with the Philadelphians last year? Has he ever been with the Philadelphians?
He was with the Philadelphians at the very start in 2021. But we'll continue that. 96 for 6. 3 overs to go.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So 96 for 6 after 17 overs. We mentioned Pranav Rao would have spent 2 years with the Somerset Cavaliers as a keeper. He would have been with the Philadelphians before, back at the very start as the captain. Jonathan Fu will finish up.
Keep going.
Pulled away. Pranav Rao, does he have enough? No, he doesn't. Straight to the fielder. And Jonathan Fu has come back and right away has got an impact. The second wicket for him, the 7th wicket down in total for the Eagles. Pranav Rao got a short ball on the pull. And with 3 overs to go, looking for some quick runs on the Eagles. But they've got to deal with another loss. Rao goes for a well-played 18. It's 96 for 7.
Yeah, lovely shot again. And the catching from the Philadelphians, there's such a well put together unit, Matt. It looks like Nitish Mahesh might have taken that catch. And he's another new addition to the squad, and he's really done well. And the catching has really been good. We saw not too long ago Bhaskar Yadram holding on to one from Rizwan Mazar. And now Ritish Mahesh holding on to one as Noman Iftikhar comes to the middle. Jonathan Fu has picked up another one. It's 96 for 7.
17 deliveries remaining. Noman Iftikhar, we saw him hit a couple of big sixes yesterday. And they'll be looking for him to do the same here. It's a good ball to start. Iftikhar, they got a pinch one. Throw came in quite quickly, but off the blocks early was Usman Ashraf.
Yeah, Jonathan Fu playing a little bit of football there. If we can have a look at that, you're going to see he's a Premier, look, Premier League stuff from Jonathan Fu. So Usman Ashraf and Nomi Iftikhar out in the middle. We made mention that Usman Ashraf has been part of other minor league teams looking for a couple of runs. Mahesh comes in quite quickly, and in the end is settled for one, but in the air for some time from Usman Ashraf, and brings Noman Iftikhar. We saw yesterday Noman Iftikhar had a couple of lashes in his quick innings of 10 or 14, and Jonathan Fu, he's picked up wickets here again. Into the offside, looking for one. Will turn the strike over to Usman Ashraf. And the Eagles, they're up to 99 for 7.
So one more away from the 100 mark. We'll see if Ashraf can bring it up. No, he can't. Or, nope, they will not go for the bye in the end. So they'll have to wait at least one more ball. Probably hear the round of applause for the 100. Usman Ashraf on strike, then Jonathan Fu yet again leading from the front with the ball. 3.5 overs, 2 for 19. Can he finish it off strong?
Yeah, we saw them getting to a 50 in the 11th over. Tugged into the onside. That brings up the 100 here. And now they come back for two. 101. If this goes through, yes, it does. And it's 101 at the end of 18. Good score today from the New England Eagles, Matt.
Yeah, much better score. We would have seen them bundled out for 53 for 9. But in addition to the injury we saw of the captain, Malipali, he might have said it could have been much more than 53 if they had given, if I was allowed to bat, or if I was able to bat.
So the 7 wickets to fall. Derek Narine for 17. Prajapati for 10. I thought that the application at the top of the order was very good. Talha Mumtaz without scoring. Rishikesh Buddhagum for 35. Batted impressively well. Mahesh Ram for 2. Pranav Rao played a good hand for 18. And not too long ago we saw Rizwan Mazar. He fell for 7. And it's now down to Noman Iftikhar, Usman Ashraf. And we've got 12 balls remaining. Here's Bhaskar Yadram.
Full toss. Slammed down the ground from Iftikhar. Just the 5 ballers used by the Philadelphians. So I think we can say Devish Roy Prashad will bowl the final over. We would have seen the likes of Varun Manta and a bit of Yashwant Balaji yesterday.
Yeah, we saw Balaji coming with his fan club. Very big fan club of 3. And they even bought a placard. Pulled into the onside. Usman Ashraf finds the gap. And that beats Ryan Scott for 4.
Yeah, right in between Scott and Vatem out on the boundary. Short ball from Yadram has been punished by Usman Ashraf. And that's the thing you've got to say. We've seen teams still look to score, especially off the paces. They've looked to get runs, and they have, in fairness, gotten runs. We saw the likes of Jesse Singh and Junaid Nadir already. A bit of Jonathan Fu, who were able to score quite quickly towards the end of an inning still. As long as you keep wickets in hand, you can still expect to get maybe 20, 25 at the end.
That's a lovely shot again from Usman Ashraf, who'll be looking for runs. Mahesh comes up with a throw, probably to the wrong end, but a couple runs here to Usman Ashraf. Lovely shot. A 4 and a 2 for him in this over. It's 108 for 7. So they've got 9 balls remaining at their disposal. The New England Eagles haven't been sent in. We're using a new pitch today. Oh, that's a lovely shot from Usman Ashraf. Timed it well into the covers. And look at that. They come back for a couple of runs. This has been a productive over here from the New England Eagles. We've seen 9 off it so far.
Yeah, it's certainly been a good over this from an Eagle standpoint. Ashraf has found ways to score.
With a couple of balls remaining. Yadram 4 for 5 yesterday, 1 for 23 so far. And ball into the offside again. Hands the strike over to Noman Iftikhar. And we talked about be wary of fast bowler and the hit they have in their hands.
Certainly a common theme in cricket at any level. It doesn't matter. You can go to the highest level, you can go to the lowest level of cricket, and fast bowlers, there's something about them. They always have a crack.
So ball going down the leg side, could be called a wide here. Mir Patel waits until the action subsides. Look at that, 114, 113 on the board. Leg by is the call, so we'll call that one back. It's not a wide. So 2 more runs added to the scorecard. 113 for 7, Matt. 19 gone. Good over here for the New England Eagles. So 19 gone. It's 113 for 7. come down to the last over. Given here to Devishwari Prasad. We'll come into ball to Usman Ashraf. He's come up with a quick 13 mat. It's 113 for 7. Comes down the track, smashes this one down the ground. Looks like Abdul Jabbar is placed in the deep. And what's your projection here? We've got 5 balls remaining. It's 114. Give me a number.
Certainly a tough thing to call. With 5 deliveries left, anything can happen. Batters don't care. If the car does not. Down the ground, and it's gone for 4. So, beats the man. May have caught a bounce or an unlucky spin or something. It just landed in front of him and got away for 4.
Yeah, this is a good score posted by the New England Eagles. It's 118 on the board. We made mention of the par score being 125, 130 mat in a few games here already this season. Big swing and a miss, and the ball goes through to Vantal, the keeper. We've got 3 balls remaining, 118. Not a bad score.
Yeah, certainly isn't. I think anything above 120, 125 can certainly be defended.
We saw 124 posted by the Stallion, 135 posted by the Philadelphians. Look at that, it's in the air. Who wants it? Jonathan Fu settles, and he's always very safe, that Jonathan Fu. And so no man, if the car goes, it's 118 for 8. So 118 for 8. We've got a couple of balls remaining. It looks like Burhan Saeed will come to the middle. And so Matt with 2 balls remaining, they're on par to get to the par score. So we come down to the last 2 balls. It's 118 for 8. Prashad will come into ball to Burhan Saeed. And with 2 balls remaining to end the innings here. New England Eagles batting first. Having been sent in by the Philadelphians. The Philadelphians with already points on the table. They won convincingly yesterday against the Eagles. And here is ball number 5 into the onside. And you get the feeling Usman Ashraf wants the last ball here, Matt. Final ball coming up. It's 119 on the board.
Yeah, I think he's probably the best man to face it as well. 14 of 10. He's got 1 delivery to try and get the New England Eagles to, in a legal delivery, a max of 125. If this one can go over the rope.
So here's the final ball. Prashad runs into Ashraf. Good shot into the onside. AJ comes around. And look.
No.
Back for a couple of runs.
No, that's not Abdul Jabbar.
And so it's 121. It looks like 121, Matt. As the over comes to a close, 121 for 8. And that's the final score here for the New England Eagles. So 121, I would say on par from what we have seen in games from Friday here. I think it's a good score. 121 posted by the New England Eagles. And let's see, have a look at what has happened here. So we've seen a very good knock from Baeedum, who got 35. Derek Narayan 17, 18 from Pranav Rao, 16 from Usman Ashraf towards the end. And in the end, it's 121 posted by the New England Eagles. We'll take a short break and resume when cricket does so in about 15 minutes time with the news. 122 will be the target from 120 balls by the Philadelphians with a win already in the bag. So don't go too far away, and we will be back with you in about 15 minutes time, in which the Philadelphians will require 122 to win from 120 balls. Comes into bowl to Prajapati. And a better start for Prajapati. He has survived a delivery yesterday. Oh, up and over through the offside. That's one of his favorite shots. And that has gone away for four. A lovely shot. Look at that. Short and hammered into the onside. And that's the first maximum yards. Now look at that. Straight down the ground. Struck and struck well from Derek Narai. Running down towards the long on area. And that's four more for Derek Narai. And where else? Minor league is played. So he loses his off stump. And Deveshwari Prasad has taken out Derek Narain. He falls for
Quite drastic.
in the square leg area. And now Talha Mumtaz goes without scoring, looking to pull through the onside yesterday. Oh, pulled away. That's a lovely shot from Buildup. Finds the gap. And that's 4 runs for the Eagles. The games, and we talked about. Oh, that's a lovely shot. While interrupted by the hand of the fielder. Well executed here from Buildup. Oh, he comes down the track looking for a big one. And they've lost another one, I think. Catches. Oh, balled him. Mahesh Ram looking to play upwards, and one that kept low, rattled the stumps.
And hit them out of the park. Buddhagum goes a long way. Rishikesh Buddhagum has connected with that, has sent it way.
Oh, gets an edge is Buddhagum, and look at that. Beats Bhaskar Yadram. And not only beats him in the inner circle.
East in those Super 8s.
Oh, has he given it away? I think he has. Top-edged into the hands of Arsh Arora. And Rishikesh Buddhagum, who looks so well today, has given it away. Ball cut away in the region of Bhaskar Yadram. And it runs away again for 4 runs. Abdul Jabbar cut into the offside. Ryan Scott has a lot of work to do. He comes around, can't get to the ball in time. And that's a classy looking shot through the offside from Pranav Rao.
Successful at doing. And case in point, Rizwan Mazar has sent that one flying into the Philly fan stand.
It comes as no surprise in the direction of Bhaskar Yadram. And Yadram make amends. He holds on. Rizwan Mazar falls 94 for 6.
Pulled away. Pranav Rao, does he have enough? No, he doesn't. Straight to the fielder. And Jonathan Fu has come back and right away has got an impact. The 2nd wicket for him, the 7th wicket down.
And they even bought a placard. Pulled into the onside. Usman Ashraf finds the gap. And that beats Ryan Scott.
Batters don't care if the car does not. Down the ground, and it's gone for 4.
5 posted by the Philadelphians. Look at that. It's in the air. Who wants it? Jonathan Fu settles. And he's always very safe. That Jonathan Fu. And so no man, if the car goes, it's 118 for 8. So 118 for 8. You've got a couple of.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
You're watching the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies.
Good. Hopefully, whatever happens. Suppose things up. You know what I'm saying? And 14 off the bat of Christopher Van Tull. Ryan Scott will be on strike. So Noman Iftikhar giving the ball as expected. And we'll come into ball to the attacking Ryan Scott, Matt. We've seen a fine knock so far from Christopher Van Tull. So 14 for none. Noman Iftikhar has been given the ball. And we've seen a massive first over. Big start here from the Philadelphians. 14 off the bat of Christopher Van Tull. And Ryan Scott, the man on strike, very attacking player. And he settles and waits for Noman Iftikhar. Oh, slashing shot into the offside. Mahesh Ram is in the way. And a good start here from Noman Iftikhar.
Yeah, got a firm shot as well from Ryan Scott. As a response, firm cover drive. A shot he plays quite well, Ryan Scott. Especially the lofted cover drive. Noman Iftikhar, you talked about his experience since yesterday. He comes in here again. Difficult task bowling to these two at the crease though.
Taking on the pad, they're gonna scamper through. Christopher Van Tull will come on strike. And Matt, we talked about the toss, and you get the feeling that the Philadelphians, in addition to not wanting to bat first on a new pitch, probably took into consideration the weather. With a little bit of rain expected probably in the next hour or so. So they want to get ahead if the rain comes. And we know 6 overs constitute a game. So the other part of business, yeah, there we go. We've always seen a cloudy morning and some dark clouds hovering up around, but we hope that will go away. There's still another game to be played. But you get the feeling that both Christopher Van Tull and Ryan Scott would want to keep an eye on the overhead conditions and just want to make sure that when the game gets around to about the 6 over mark that they are ahead. And we'll try to pick up some numbers. I know the third umpires would already have a printout about over by over DLS calculations. A big swing and a miss here from Christopher Van Tull, and that's a good delivery from Noman Iftikhar.
Yeah, good delivery indeed from Iftikhar. You mentioned the threat of rain that we could see here at Mercer County later on. Something that the New York City Titans and the Somerset Cavaliers will have to be mindful of as well. Hopefully we don't see anything. Hopefully we don't see that game troubled in any way.
And goes down the leg side. Pranav Rao does well to keep those balls in play. Wide is the call from umpire Brian Kane. We saw at the end of their 6 over, Matt. They were batting at 28 for 2. So that's a number to probably keep in mind. Unless you understand the DLS method and its calculation pretty well. I don't.
Neither do I.
So playing a miss again, and ball well blocked up here by Pranav Rao. How difficult it is, Matt, for the keepers to really get those balls that doesn't bounce a lot. And you're there to collect the ball. You can go up too close. We talked about this with Keenar Lewis on the opening day. And we were wondering why they don't take a few steps up. What happens when the ball comes up with true bounce?
Just keep the helmet on.
So we've seen a couple of runs in this over. This one has gone pretty well for Noman Iftikhar. Here's that grunt and balls inside edged to a short fine leg position. We saw Vantal in the previous over, Matt. Couple of big shots from him. Saw 6, saw 4, scorching 4. In fact, 2 4s and 1 6. Christopher Vantal hasn't scored anything other than boundaries, and that's where they start from. And that's the cradle of cricket. You call it the cradle of cricket. They're having net sessions just outside of the playing area here, and those are your future minor league players. That's a good delivery, another inner portion of the bat. The second over comes to a close. It's 16 for none. They're chasing 122. 2 overs gone, 16 for none.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
And enjoying the proceedings here from square of the wicket. And this gentleman, we've seen him here at the park. He's really enjoying and coming early to the ground. And he's picked up a front row seat here at Mercer County Park. And just trying to get a good visual. There we go. Thanks for coming. I hope you enjoy the cricket here at the Philadelphians and the New England Eagles game. So Prajapati comes into the attack, Matt. And it will come into bowl to Ryan Scott. Yet to get off the mark. He's only faced a couple of balls. And Matt, there's always a running DLS calculations provided by cricket clubs, right?
At the moment, it's saying par score of 9. I'm not entirely sure what that means. All it says DLS par score of 9, which I'm guessing means where the Philadelphians should be after 2 overs. They're well ahead of that.
So we saw them winning yesterday afternoon. Very impressive start to their campaign. The Philadelphians, they're expected to do well. And so far, Matt, they have not disappointed yesterday. Ryan Scott. They know his name all around the country. Prajapati into the square leg area. Could run away, and it has. Good shot from Ryan Scott. And he picks up his first boundary. He gets off the mark with 4.
Yeah, good shot from Ryan Scott. Just heaving away into the leg side. Away to the boundary. That's how he plays, Ryan Scott. Very attacking batter. Would have been part of that series against Ireland. Historic series against the USA.
Oh, it's in the air. Derek Narain. Oh, settles under it. Takes the catch. And after a 4, Ryan Scott goes off the bowling of Prajapati. Derek Narain with the catch.
Yeah, Derek Narain, well judged catch in the end. Ryan Scott looking to go big again. It's what he normally does. In the air for a long time. And held on nicely from Derek Narain. And the thigh 5 made popular by Shikhar Dhawan. Pulled out by Derek Narain. It's 20 for 1.
So Nitish Mahesh comes to the middle, Matt. And Matt, while there's a break in the action, we've just seen the departure of Ryan Scott. Want to say special good morning? Well, it's good morning here in the tri-state area, just on the verge of 12 noon. Want to say special good morning to Brian Walters, our fellow broadcaster, Matt. He'll be heading up to his game a little bit later on. So, Brian, go well, good luck, and I'll see you soon. And so, Brian Walters, our long list of broadcasters working the events. We spoke about Aman Patel, Shaw Faisal, Joe Hickey, Nikhil Bhatt, Brian Barish, who's coming here tomorrow to relieve us. And so Brian Walters, Brian Barish, Shaw Faisal, Aman Patel, Joe Hickey, Nikhil Bhatt. I want to say good luck and enjoy the season, and we'll catch up at some point. Oh, cracked into the offside from Nitish Mahesh. He's another new kid on the block. What you've made of him yesterday?
Yeah, certainly seemed up for the challenge of minor league cricket. Certainly seemed to adapt well. It's easy to adapt well, I think, for a side like the Philadelphians. Have always produced some good youngsters over the course of their existence, have always been a tight-knitted team.
Ball driven into the offside. We've seen some new kids on the block do pretty well. We talked about Budugum. And this is where Brian Walters can help us with math. Brian Walters has done a lot of match with Akhilesh Budugum. Well, Brian, if you're listening, we did see Rishikesh Reddy Budugum, who batted extremely well today. And we were wondering if they're brothers, so maybe you can confirm. I know Brian Walters has Akhilesh Budugum on speed dial, so he can make that important call. Matthew, look at the Vandaj Prajapati. We talked about how he gets the ball to skid. Over the head of cover and could run away for 4. Nitish Mahesh. He gets off the mark with a boundary, and that's a powerful shot through the offside.
Yep, low full toss offered from Prajapati, a wide one as well. A freebie for Nitish Mahesh over the top. Flying away was the fielder. Try and stop it. But another boundary, and this continues to be a healthy start for the Philadelphians. Going at almost 9 and over. Despite the loss of Scott, Mahesh has come out and he's got a boundary very quickly.
Cut away into the offside. More runs here for Mahesh. And he'll come back for a couple of runs. And that will complete the third over. So they're off to a flyer. They've lost Ryan Scott. But nevertheless, they're up to 27 for 1 at the end of 3.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So 27 for 1, Matt. They're off to a quick start. And the conditions have certainly gotten brighter. We're beginning to feel the heat of some sun, but not in its glory. Here is Noman Iftikhar. And Vantal playing a miss. Big appeal. Umpire Brian Keane is unmoved. So 27 for 1. Noman Iftikhar, Matt. We talked about his signature run. He goes to the far distance and he makes that left turn and starts to move in and will pass Brian Keane. And the ball goes down the leg side. Wide here, signaled by umpire Brian Keane. That's the man that comes out of New York. A man who has been on the circuit for some time, Matt. He has done tremendously well over time and has been part of the top elite panel of this country. And that's Brian Keane. Now resides in New York. And I think originally from this area, in fact from the Philadelphia area. And that's Brian Keane for you. Big play and a miss again from Christopher Van Tol. We talked about we talked about how chatty this team is. Does the chat subsides as the game progresses, or is it a 3-over thing?
If Christopher Van Tol can start middling a few, I think we might hear the chatter progressively die down. I think we heard it yesterday. Started off quite well, and then Van Tol started to get going. Things started to get a little quiet. 1 wicket can change all of that.
Playing a miss again, so we've seen a couple of balls. We've seen this over gone pretty well for Noman Iftikhar. He is troubled Van Tol. We saw in the first over from Burhan Saeed, Christopher Van Tol, a couple of 4s and 1 6. And it's unfortunate we were off comms because of a slight technical glitch that probably we didn't cover some of the wonderful shots that Van Tol has played, but I hope we can get some in. He's up on 14, 1 6 and a couple of 4s. And Noman Iftikhar, we talked about the experience of Noman Iftikhar. He runs into Van Tol. Oh, exquisite. Through the offside. And it doesn't get better than that. That's a lovely shot for 4. Signature shot from Van Tol.
Yeah, lovely shot indeed from Christopher Van Tol. He's dealt in boundaries as Van Tol. Noman Iftikhar has probed that line and length. This time though, Van Tol, he beat the bat a couple of times, but this time was able to get that cover drive away nicely for 4. It's a shot that Van Tol plays so well.
It's a lovely shot. We saw him playing a signature shot similar like that yesterday. He's batted well so far.
It's a bit surprising to see such a big gap in that area from the Eagles, especially given they would have played against Van Tol just yesterday. They would have seen him play that shot a couple of times.
It's still a packed offside field, Matt. If we probably get a zoom in to see the offside field, we'll talk about umpire Mihir Patel in a second. And that's Mihir Patel, popular in this region, has done many, many games. And all the top league games, Matt, this man pretty much covers this. A very packed offside field, but we'll talk about that. Here is Noman Iftikhar to Van Tol. Into the offside, just falling short of Prajapati. The 4th over comes to a close. It's 32 for 1.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So 32 for 1. Nitish Mahesh is on 6. Van Tol is on 18. And there we go. One of those, what is that? Cessna, Lear. What we got here, Matt?
I don't know what you describe that. I think that's what they'd probably describe as a light aircraft.
Yeah,
Some recreational amateur air shows going on over Mercer County as well.
So 32 for 1. Derek Narain comes into the attack. Medium pacer will come into bowl to Mahesh. A couple of good balls there from Derek Narain. He's not a bad option, Matt. From time to time, we've seen him taking out some big batter.
Yeah, he's really an all-rounder. Yeah, in the local leagues in New York. His bowling is something that we haven't really seen a lot at minor league level.
Now, that's a good dugout here by Mahesh, but he gets a single. And Matthew, look at Mahesh. He looks like he packs a punch. We saw in the previous over his only big scoring shot. It was a one-handed four. And he looks to be a man with some bit of power in those arms. Strike goes back to Christopher Van Tull. And we talked about Derek Narain. He's done some bowling for Majestic and certainly Spartans. And look at that, in the air for a while. Fielder does well to keep the ball in play. And this has been a very good over from Derek Narain, 33 for 1.
Yeah, certainly maybe trying to nail those Yorkers on Van Tull. Probably the strategy, a lot of the times bowling to somebody as tall as Christopher Van Tull might be to just try and nail it right in the block hole, nail that Yorker, see if he can get down quickly enough.
Into the offside, Van Tull for runs, running up towards the point boundary. Prajapati gives chase. And Christopher Van Tull picks up another couple.
Yeah, sliced away from Van Tull. But again, you can see the plan maybe trying to go full, trying to nail that Yorker to Van Tull. I mean, whether or not Derek Narain has sufficient pace to really trouble him might be the question. But it's certainly been a good over this from Narain.
So lofted in the air, could fall in no man's land. And Christopher Van Tull picks up another couple. Ball hanging in the air for some time, but well away from the 30-yard circle. The fifth over comes to a close with a couple from Christopher Van Tull. It's 37 for 1.
Double header action. There's Somerset Cavaliers heading into the ground. They take on the NYC Titans later on.
Yeah, that's Aslam Khan, one of the owners, and Najaf Shah, who's been brought aboard. Najaf Shah, great success in many of the franchises he has been part of. Man has won at least 3 times at the US Open, a couple of finals at the US Open, and then got the Somerset Cavaliers to the final last year. But we're back with action here. Is that Burhan Saeed who has been given the ball? And Matt, we saw Burhan Saeed going for 14 off his first over. We'll get a chance to make amends. We'll come into both to Nitish Mahesh, who's on 7. And I talked about Nitish Mahesh. It looks like he packs a punch. And the fact is, he hits the ball hard. And let's see what he has in store. Burhan Saeed. And the ball defended into the offside. And there is no runs. We have come in these days of modern day cricket, Matt, in which you walk out to bat, padded up, gloves, helmet, and everything else. But no shirt in the pants. It always used to be, if you talk about old school, you talk about people who's played the game long enough, you walk to the pitch and your shirt has always been in your pants. That's the crew from the Philadelphians, prominent members of the Philadelphians over the years. And Mahesh gets a good delivery, can score. A couple of good balls here from Burhan Saeed.
Yeah, much better start here from Burhan Saeed. Would have been expensive in his first, bowling to Van Tull. Considered 14. New England Eagles will be looking for another wicket here. They'll be looking for the wicket of Christopher Van Tull, but you mentioned Nitish Mahesh is certainly capable of producing a big knock as well.
So looking to go big, doesn't go too well, and all tangled up. Good delivery here from Burhan Saeed. He's bowled 3 dot balls. The Philadelphians with points on the table so far, Matt. We had a look at the points table, and it's the Philadelphians table topper for the time being. 2 other teams with first round win. The Stallions and the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, and Cavaliers play next. Into the offside, and a very good catch from the fielder running back. And Nitish Mahesh goes, it's 37 for 2.
Yeah, sliced away from Mahesh. Good catch. Joshua Danai in the end holds on. Burhan Saeed gets the wicket. An aggressive drive attempt from Mahesh. Had a fair bit of running to do. Danai. And in the end, did quite well. Outstretched arms. Running back takes the catch. So 37 for 2 as Mahesh goes.
So Arsh Arora comes to the middle, 37 for 2. They've lost Ryan Scott for 4, Mahesh for 7. Vantal is on 22, the man out there, and he's joined by Arora. Reward for a good wicket in this over from Burhan Saeed.
Yeah, it was a good start to the over here from Saeed. Didn't allow Mahesh to really get going. Trying to look for a big shot was the young Nitish Mahesh. Fell victim to Burhan Saeed.
So 85 to win from 86. And Matt, got to correct something that I said. Cavaliers hasn't put any points on the table, and it's the Yorkers. So Yorkers with 1 win. Stallions with 1 win, and the Philadelphians with 1 win. So my apologies. And Cavaliers yet to win a game. So into the onside, and straight away Arsh Arora gets off the mark and brings Christopher Vantal onto strike. We saw an over that has gone pretty well here for Burhan Saeed. And the Philadelphians, they require 84 from the next 85 deliveries here. 38 for 2. So final ball in this over. And here is Burhan Saeed to Vantal. Vantal gets a good delivery, completes the 6th over. Tidy one from Burhan Saeed. An over in which he picked up the wicket of Mahesh. Only giving up a single run, 6 gone. It's 38 for 2.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Derek Narain will continue. Bowled a very good first over, Matt. Only conceded 5. And the batters have had to do a lot of digging out when he bowled quite a few balls right up in the block hole.
Yeah, very good from Derek Narain. Will be interesting to see how these two go along about their business. Arora coming up the order. We would have seen him towards the back end, struck a couple of blows, but we know him more as a traditional stroke player, mixed with the aggression of Christopher Vantal. The New England Eagles will probably feel that's the wicket they wanted. Mahesh try and get a new man in. Arora coming in at a earlier point in which he would have in the last game, so the Eagles might look to put some pressure on him. And Vantal will be interesting because he's 22 with 3 4s, a 6 and a 2, and 2 2s in fact. He's not hit any singles as yet.
Lovely shot from Vantal, straight as you like. And the command Christopher Vantal brings to the middle in any team is just impressive. Lovely shot straight down the ground, and that's 4 runs.
Yeah, missed that Yorker. Ended up getting it right in the slot. Derek Narain easy for Vantal. He still hasn't hit any singles. He's dealt almost entirely in boundaries. Again, Vantal, he's played and missed a couple of times with that ball that is just outside the off stump. It will be interesting now that the power play is over, now that the field is spread, might open up some more gaps for Vantal, because he's dealt almost in boundaries. Strike rotation has been a bit of a challenge. Now he's gone straight up in the air. He's offering a chance. Two fielders and it lands in between both of them. So one was running back, one was running in. It was Danai and Saeed. Danai was running back, Saeed was running in. And in the end, Christopher Vantal will eventually get his first single on 26.
Yeah, should have been an easy option here for Burhan Saeed. It was always going to be difficult for Danai running the odd way. But in the end, a single here to Christopher Vantal. Arsh Arora on strike. And cutting well. That's a lovely shot through the slip area with no slip in place. And Arsh Arora picks up a boundary. It's a lovely shot for 4.
Yeah. Nicely done from Arsh Arora. Derek Narayan pulling his length back, going into the pitch. Hasn't worked out quite well for him.
Yeah, we saw the first over from Derek Narayan going for 5. This one has gone twice as much. Seen a couple of 4s. We saw a ball that got knocked up high in the air, providing a bit of a chance between Danai and Burhan Saeed. Not accepted. Arsh Arora into the offside. Calls very late, but in the end, it will only take a few steps from Vantal to reach 22 yards. 7 gone is 49 for 2.
So Usman Ashraf will come into the attack. Would have seen the wrist spinners of Ashraf and Samar Tiwari yesterday. Of course, no Gaurav Grover and no Heminder Ramdihal in this Eagles lineup for this season, which would have been 2 of their top spinners, especially in the power play. Ashraf could have been a disastrous delivery to start, but it just had enough dip. Aurora was able to pull away, so the 50 comes up for the Philadelphians. They're well ahead of where the New England Eagles would have been. The Eagles would have brought their 50 in the 11th over. The Philly has brought it up just at the start of the 8th. And they've still got Christopher Vantal going quite nicely out in the middle.
So Vantal picks up another run, takes the score up to 51. Now, Matt, we've got beyond 6 overs, so this constitutes a match. No threat of rain, but it has always been a bit overcast during the course of this entire 3 days of competition. So we see spin for the first time. Usman Ashraf given the ball here. The ball into the offside, can't score. So we've seen a partnership of 14 between Arsh Arora and Christopher Vantal. We've seen the loss of Ryan Scott for 4, Nitish Mahesh for 7. The ball eased into the offside and hands the strike over to Vantal. For all our viewers, if we'll spare you the work of go searching what has happened. Well, 121 posted by the New England Eagles. Baeedum, that Rishikesh Baeedum got 35. And in reply, you're watching the reply. So quality ball to end the 8th over. And after 8, it's 52 for 2.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So the action continues, 52 for 2. And that equation is 70 runs needed from 72 balls. And Matt, what we have seen here is that you can't call a result in these games quite too early, because we've seen games going down to pretty much a latter stage, even in the last over. 52 for 2, 70 needed from 72 balls. Derek Narine has been given a third, 2 overs, no made, none for 16. And Aurora into the offside. A little bit of delayed takeoff here from Vantal, but in the end, no problems at all. And it's 53 for 2 in the 9th over.
So Derek Narine has got a long go here into his 3rd over.
Vantal into the offside, and another single. Good batting here from the Philadelphians. We made the point that they've already put points on the table and has defeated the New England Eagles already in this series. After this matchup, Matt, you get the feeling that the Philadelphians will have no reason to see the Eagles again, at least in 2024. I thought Arsh Aurora turned out for the DC Hawks at some point.
Yeah, would have been part of the DC Hawks, so now known as the Baltimore Royals, a few years back.
Yeah.
Well, it's been given. So Derek Narine has struck. Vantal clearly not happy, but he's got to go. The New England Eagles, that's the wicket they were hoping for. They were looking to get rid of Vantal. He was going along nicely. Derek Narine, he's bowled quite well. Now has the wicket. Vantal goes.
So Ashish Vatem will walk to the middle. 55 for 3. Ryan Scott for 4. And that's the last wicket to fall. Derek Narine is rewarded with 1. 3 runs in the over so far. And Ashish Vatem comes to the middle mat. Philadelphians, they still need 67 from 68 balls, and never know how results can go here. Still a long way to go. Narine will come into bowl to Ashish Vatem. So 55 for 3. Narine has picked up 1. He's bowling at 1 for 19. Still some ways to go here for the Philadelphians. They ball stroked into the offside. Confident looking shot to get off the mark from Ashish Vatem. And brings Arsh Aurora. who's played a good hand yesterday and looks solid today, Matt.
Yeah, two new faces to the Philadelphians line up out of the crease. Aurora and Vatem. Not as much minor league experience, but they've certainly been solid so far. We saw Aurora play a nice little cameo, as did Vatem.
Yeah, not a good throw here from, it looks like Prajapati. Maybe a better throw would have caused some trouble here. 9 gone, 57 for 3.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
See Ash Aurora, number 23, wearing the shirt of maybe Chirubatiya by the looks of it. He would have been part of the Philadelphia lineup, is part of the squad, but we haven't seen Chiru as yet. Ash Aurora was a new addition to the squad, so could be wearing that temporarily until maybe for the week.
So Usman Ashraf continues. Ball into the onside mat and they pick up an easy single. You get a feeling that you talked about Ash Aurora. Conditions here at Mercer County Park and the state of this game could really favor his batting style.
Yeah, it certainly calls for somebody with a cool head, especially with the way this chase is going. It's just about to run a ball, 3 wickets down. It's this stage of the game where things can begin to shift from side to side.
So balled him. So Usman Ashraf has spun one across Ashish Vatem and taking out the off stump is 58 for 4.
Didn't seem to pick it at all there, did Vatem. Usman Ashraf, a peach of a delivery, and straight through it goes. Brilliant ball from Ashraf, and the 4th wicket goes down. I was just making the point. It's these stages of the games where things can begin to shift. You begin to have some anxious moments if a wicket falls or if, you know, you get a big over as a batting side. And that's the wicket that the New England Eagles were looking for to continue piling on the pressure. Vatem, who looked good yesterday, has not lasted long. He goes second ball. It's 58 for 4. So Bhaskar Yadram is next in at number 6, ahead of the captain Jonathan Fu. And Yadram will join Aurora. These two would have put together a late surge partnership for the Philadelphians yesterday, batting first. They find themselves in a almost complete opposite situation, chasing, and with almost just over a whole 10 overs ahead of them.
Yadram, the all-rounder, comes in here. They need 63 from 63 balls. We've seen a brilliant ball from Usman Ashraf that took out Vatem for only 1. With 4 down now, it's game on here for the Philadelphians. Ash Aurora is on 13. He's played a good hand so far. The key, Matt, is to bat long. on conditions like these. And don't look for too much. Stick around long enough. 59 for 4. They need 63 from 62 balls. And you get the feeling we're beginning to see a fight back here from the Eagles. They're not gonna bow out without a fight. They've posted 121. And we made the point, 120, 130 is a score to bowl at Mercer County Park.
And the Eagles certainly doing much better here today. Putting up a fight. They've got Philly 4 down. Still a run a ball chase, but you mentioned run a ball might not be as easy as it seems.
So Bhaskar Yadram, a slashing shot into the offside. Fielder does well. Well, he was doing well. But in the end, it crosses him and crosses the rope. That's 4 runs for Bhaskar Yadram.
Yeah, through the offside from Yadram. Gets it away. Got the dive out, but unable to stop it. So, a decent over, a wicket from it from Ashraf, 64 for 4. So Derek Narayan is back, playing a miss from Aurora. And he'll be bowling out successive overs here, will Derek Narayan. 4 in a row for him. He's done the job quite well, 1 for 21. In the air and gone. So Derek Narayan has got a second wicket. Ash Aurora, a soft dismissal in the end. Popped straight up into the hands of Burhan Saeed. And the Philadelphians are beginning to lose their way here. This is a spirited fight back by the New England Eagles, led by Derek Narayan. Given some width, and Ash Aurora just pops right up in the air. And it was a simple catch for Burhan Saeed. And just like that, 5 are down for Philly.
So Jonathan Fu comes to the middle, 58 to win from 58 balls. We've seen a couple of big wickets here from Derek Narayan, that of Vantal, and then just a moment or so ago, that of Ash Aurora. And all of a sudden, 122 becomes a target here for the Philadelphians. And Matt, you look at Jonathan Fu. In addition to all the accolade of being one of these top all-rounders that plies his trade in the New York City area, he's such a crisis man.
Yeah, he's built a reputation of doing so. Yeah, he's built a reputation for doing so for the Philadelphians. Truly a captain, truly what you would expect to see from a captain. He handles responsibility very well. Does Jonathan Fu.
And all of a sudden we're beginning to see even a better spell here from Derek Narayan, 2 for 22 so far. We saw his second over going for 11, but the captain persisted with Derek Narayan. And he rewarded them in his third over when he got the wicket of Vantal. Look at that. He's bowling a very tidy spell at the moment. 2 for 22 so far. And we talked about the New York National League connection. Derek Narain to Yadram and Jonathan Fu at the other end, Matt. This is all like a New York League national tournament happening here. Quality delivery again from Derek Narain. The over comes to a close. 1 run conceded with a wicket of Arsh Arora. 11 gone. Is 65 for 5.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Noman Iftikhar comes back into the attack. He replaces Usman Ashraf. Ashraf 1 for 10. And 2 for 22 from Derek Narain. He has held up the progress here from the Philadelphians.
Yeah, it's certainly been a good bowling display here from the New England Eagles. They fought back hard. Noman Iftikhar himself has been quite economical. Kept things quiet during the power play phase.
We talked about Jonathan Fu. I've seen Fu many times in crisis. He has had to put aside his natural game and really come and try to ease the pressure. Don't want to use the term dig themselves out of a hole. They're not in a hole, the Philadelphians. It's really a run a ball game, 57 to win. But a wicket here and a wicket there, Matt. You never know how 121 could be. A bit of a challenge here at Mercer County Park. They're batting a 65 for 5. They still need 57 from 52, asking 6.5 runs and over, which is still something to bowl at here from conditions we have seen in 3 days of competition. Noman Iftikhar given a second spell. He's been tidy at the start. And ball into the offside, wants a single. Prajapati, when he gets onto the ball, he fires the throw back in. He doesn't waste time at all.
Yeah, but also he's been guilty a lot of the times of maybe firing it into the ground and it pops up well over the stump. So
well, there he is. Yeah, they're having and he's the one that has been leading the chat for some time. He's always in the game. And Vandit Prajapati, I thought he bat well today, applied himself. He did everything he could possibly do. And so here's Noman Iftikhar to Jonathan Fu. Ball worked into the onside, hands a strike over to Bhaskar Yadram. Two players out of Guyana. And both have played at the youth level for the West Indies, Bhaskar Yadram and Jonathan Fu. First class level also at a regional level in the Caribbean. So they're very experienced player. 56 is the target to go. And Yadram gets a good delivery. Talk about how well Noman Iftikhar has bowled so far, Matt.
yeah, very well. 2.5 overs and none for 7. Hasn't given him much to hit as well. Noman Iftikhar, we saw him really consistent, especially when falling to Van Tol early on. He kept his line and length almost the exact same throughout the entire over, and Van Tol was not able to break free. He's done the same thing here. He's very consistent.
Into the offside. Still a very tidy over here from Nomi Iftikhar. The 12th over comes to a close. 67 for 5. They need 55 to win.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Vandit Prajapati into the attack. Yadram and Jonathan Fu out in the middle. 55 required from 48 deliveries. The Eagles are fighting back well and truly back into this game.
Sabaska Yadram, along with Jonathan Fu, Vandit Kumar Prajapati has been recalled into the action. Prajapati has picked up the big wicket of Ryan Scott. Gave up 11 mat in his first over, but they won't mind. That 11 runs came at the cost of Ryan Scott's wicket. And I'm pretty sure if I'm going to do a trade-off, I'll trade any day 11 runs to pick up Ryan Scott. Yeah, Bhaskar Yadram gets one riding off the glove. And you get a feeling this is going to be an important passage of play. Jonathan Fu and Bhaskar Yadram out in the middle. Abdul Jabbar, Devashwari Prasad, Balaji and Varun Manta to come. Prajapati runs away from the media center end to Bhaskar Yadram. Yadram gets one looking for that drive. The ball is not there. And this is 3 good balls from Prajapati. Every dot ball will count.
Yeah, very tight stuff this from Prajapati. He's such a tricky bowler to get away, especially early on. Gets the ball to skate, and then his change-ups and variations towards the middle and back end of an innings. And he also bowls with a very good line and length, similar to Noman Iftikhar. Doesn't allow you to free the arms at all. He doesn't offer you many pace, and he bowls very close to the body. So a guy like Bhaskar Yadram, who likes to reach, likes to go for the big shots, just not enough room.
Slow ball. He's bowled 5 dot balls in a row here from Prajapati. And the New England Eagles, they're fighting back, asking rate 7.6. They're going at 5.2. They need 55 from 43. And this has been a tidy over so far. 5 dot balls. Here's the final ball. Yadram. Oh, edges or cuts. And it goes away for 4. Much relief to the Philadelphians. It's 71 for 5.
Exactly what Philly needed to close that over out. It was a very good one from Vandit. But then just getting the edge and running away for 4 from Yadram. So Philly 71 for 5 after 13.
So 51 to come from 42. Jonathan Fu will be the man on strike. Usman Ashraf will continue. We've seen a couple of overs from Usman Ashraf. 1 for 10. got the wicket of Ashish Vetam or Vatem with a wonderful delivery that got through his defense. And Fu into the offside. A bit of misfielding there from the man at cover. Look at that. Goes away for 4. And Jonathan Fu picks up a wonderful played shot through the offside. And that's 4 more runs for the Philadelphians. 75 for 5.
Yeah, lovely shot. Prajapati didn't do his best. Lovely shot. Prajapati didn't do his best to stop it. And away it goes to the boundary. So back-to-back 4s off for Philadelphian batters.
Yeah, Fu goes big. One of the first attempts we've seen him trying to hit this ball out of the park. Minor triumph here for Usman Ashraf. So they need 47 from 40 balls. Oh, Jonathan Fu tees off at Mercer County Park. And that has gone tilt to the head office.
Lovely shot indeed from Jonathan Fu. You saw him look to take on Ashraf, the ball previously. This one right in the arc. And look at that. Away it sails. And Jonathan Fu, we saw him yesterday really take on the spin. He's a good player of spin, is Jonathan Fu. So this could be the bowler he looks to target here.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw him attempting to go big in the previous ball, but really latched onto this one, struck it far, struck it high. And it goes to those couple of houses that we will probably zoom in at some point and try to talk about. They're not as close as they look. I know sometimes, Matt, in film and certainly by camera, distances are hard to tell, but that house is some meters away. Bhaskar Yadram tries to go big, gets an edge, and it goes to Joshua Danai. 82 for 5, 40 runs needed from 37. This over's gone pretty well for the Philadelphians. 11 off this over. And Yadram, inside out, over long off. And he's trying to match Jonathan Fu. 6 to Bhaskar Yadram.
Yeah, just in the slot again here from Usman Ashraf. Too easy for Bhaskar Yadram, and certainly the over that the Philadelphians look to target. A huge one, 17 from it. And it's brought the equation down to a less than run a ball. 88 for 5 after 14.
So 88 for 5, 34 to win from 36. Seeing a slight drizzle across the ground.
That's our spider cam.
So Prajapati comes into bowl to Jonathan Fu. Fu gets the ball down the leg side. Mihir Patel signals a wide. And that equation comes down to 33, Matt, from 36 balls.
Prajapati starting with a wide. They'll want to keep tabs on that. Equation already down to less than run a ball. Can't afford to have too many extras from here on out. And again, going down the leg side. So Prajapati struggling here with his line to start off his third over, which in fairness hasn't even started technically as yet.
So 32 to win from 36. Couple of wides means an extension of 20 overs here for the Philadelphians. We'll come into bowl to Jonathan Fu. We've seen a partnership of 26. We saw Fu in the previous over, Matt, a massive 6. And we saw a matching one from Bhaskar Yadram. And we saw an over from Usman Ashraf that went for quite a few. In fact, went for 17. May have tilted the balance towards the Philadelphians for the time being. Ball eased into the onside by Bhaskar Yadram, and that partnership has gone up to 28 and brings the equation down to 30 to win from 34 balls. So a slight drizzle across the ground. Still another game to be played. The NYC Titans opened their campaign in 2024. And they'll take on the Somerset Cavaliers. And that game is scheduled for 2 o'clock. It's 12:52 here at Mercer County Park. So 93 for 5, 29 runs to win from 33 balls. Bhaskar Yadram gets a very good delivery here from Prajapati. And Matt, this partnership has been very solid here for the Philadelphians.
Yeah, the highest we've seen, 29 of 26 between Yadram and Jonathan Fu. Partnership that'll always test the bowling side.
So we've seen a couple of wides in this over. This over's gone for 5. Prajapati has not conceded a boundary, and relative to that, had it not been for a couple of wides, still a very good over from him. And so 29 to win from 31. He gets a good delivery, keeps it down, and will complete the 15th over. So 15 gone, it's 94 for 5.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Burhan Saeed has been given the ball. The Philadelphians, they're batting at 94 for 5. They need 28 to win. Easy single into the offside, and Jonathan Fu comes on to strike. Burhan Saeed 1 for 16 so far. Picked up the wicket of Nitish Mahesh. I was reaching for my pen, Matt. That fell. I didn't see the dismissal of Nitish Mahesh, but I heard you say very soft dismissal. Cut away, passes Danai, and it goes up to the backward point boundary. Valuable shot here for Jonathan Fu, and he picks up another boundary.
Yeah, Jonathan Fu beginning to open up now, beginning to lead the side home. 99 on the board now from Philly. Nearing that 100 mark. 23 more needed for victory.
Matt, we talked about, chance of a run out had he struck the stump. Jonathan Fu would have had to run off. The 100 comes up for the Philadelphians, and it comes in the 16th over. Those triple figures are so psychologically good to look at. It's 100 for 5, 22 needed.
You mentioned Jonathan Fu as a crisis man for the Philadelphians, even in his career back in the West Indies. Would have made his would have made a name for himself on the T20 scene because of a last ball finish that Jonathan Fu would have led his side home.
Yeah, in the early days before they were CPL, there was Caribbean T20. Same format. And Jonathan Fu made his name in one of those tournaments, one of those games. Comes down, doesn't get the elevation, and Matt, speaking of Jonathan Fu, he comes from good stock. He comes out of a club in Guyana in the Berbice area called Port Morant. And this club, Port Morant, has produced some top cricketers over the years. Rohan Kanhai, Alvin Kalicharan, Joe Solomon, Basil Butcher. And so some top pedigree for that club in Guyana Berbice. The 16th over comes to a close. It's 102 for 5.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Prajapati continues, and that equation comes out to 19 to win from 23 balls. We've seen a big partnership here, 39 so far. Bhaskar Yadram and Jonathan Fu out in the middle. And they've steadied the ship, Matt, at a time in which a couple of wickets, when it fell, looked a little bit shaky.
Yeah, and exactly what the Philadelphians would want to see from two of their real marquee players, Yadram and Fu. They've also knocked the singles around. They've balanced that aggression. They've curbed it perfectly, even though we do know they're both naturally attacking. They've understood the assignment. They've looked at the situation at hand, especially both of them came in at a time in which pressure was on the Philadelphians. And it's been a very calculated partnership here between Jonathan Fu and Bhaskar Yadram.
And Matt, you're looking at two players. We talked about the exploits of Jonathan Fu and his upbringing. Talked about coming out of Port Morant of Guyana, one of the top clubs that has produced some top level test cricket. It was only a couple of years ago Bhaskar Yadram was part of the major league setup.
Bhaskar Yadram comes from quite a heavy cricketing family as well.
Yes, his brother played at the Guyana national level, and even one of his sister played at the women's level, representing Guyana at one time. Swatted into the offside. Danai comes around. And they come back for a couple of runs. But you get the feeling, Matt, that Prajapati loves throwing the ball.
Yeah, he's fired quite a bit of throws here as Vandit Prajapati.
And that equation comes down to a manageable 16 from 20 balls. And I want to say, if you're a fan of the Philadelphians, Matt, you could be breathing a bit easier. Look at this, into the onside. Jonathan Fu comes down. One of those stylish hits. But the fielder does well. Number 19 might have been Usman Ashraf. Did well to save a boundary. 15 more to win.
Yeah, did well to pull it back in, keep it alive was Ashraf.
Similar shot from Bhaskar Yadram, and that will complete the 17th over. And after 17, it's 108 for 5, 14 more to go. So 108 for 5, Matt, it comes down to 14 more runs to win. And we talked about the importance of runs. New England Eagles will wonder what another 10, 15, 20 runs could have produced.
And they'll have to keep wondering because the runs are already on the board. They've been on the board for a long time, and it's up to the bowlers to defend them, which is looking to be quite difficult with the way Yadram and Fu have gone about business.
Yeah, you talked about marquee players. There certainly are the marquee players here for the Philadelphians, and boy, they've come up with a good partnership of 44. From the look of things, it looks like a match-winning partnership, which means the Philadelphians will go 2-0 in the series, or from 2 games picking up points. And they probably can consider the campaign off to a fine start. A busy weekend for them. They still got another game tomorrow, and I think that's a morning game, so they've really come to Mercer County Park with a heavy schedule at their disposal. And if they win here this afternoon, Matt, you get the feeling that they'll be quite pleased with the way things have gone, at least in the first 2 opening games. So a couple of good balls in this over from Noman Iftikhar. New York Titans will begin their campaign with the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers as their opponent. And still 14 runs to win this one, as Bhaskar Yadram, he's batted so well on 22. Ball driven into the offside, brings them closer to home. 13 to win from 15 balls. Can the New England Eagles spring a surprise here, Matt? Can they defend 13 runs, 5 wickets down with 15 balls remaining?
They'll have to get both Jonathan Fu and Bhaskar Yadram, in my opinion, to pull that off. Noman Iftikhar, certainly the man that is capable of doing it, but is there even enough time? 13 from 15. Couple of big shots and it's all over. And that could be one of them. Jonathan Fu, it is one of them. Has hammered it straight down the ground for 6. And that's why you've got to get both of them out if you want to win this game, because in just one ball, he can do some damage like he did just then.
So the 51-run partnership comes out because of this. Look at this, massively struck by the big Bhaskar Yadram. And you get the feeling Rizwan Mazar, who walked to pick up the ball. A big 51-run partnership. And now all of a sudden, Matt, they need 7 to win this one. Philadelphians on course here, into the onside from Jonathan Fu. And a 6 and a 4. And it all comes down to 3 runs to win.
Should be game, set, and match there for the Philadelphians. A 6 and a 4 from Captain Fantastic himself, Jonathan Fu, yet again doing the job for the side. 35 of 20 deliveries, and we saw him blast a quick 30 yesterday as well. Jonathan Fu does not seem to be batting on the same surface as everybody else when you look at his strike rate over the course of 2 games. And it's all falling apart here for Iftikhar in this over. Looking to finish the job in style is Fu, but through it goes in the end to Pranav Rao. So 11 from the over, 3 runs required from the final 2 overs. It's all Philadelphians here, 119 for 5. So Josh Danai into the attack. Bhaskar Yadram on 23. Jonathan Fu is on 35. And things seemingly winding down here. So Joshua Danai will have a ball for the New England Eagles. Bhaskar Yadram on 23. He's batted well.
Yeah, we've seen a partnership of 56 now. The one that brings it home for the Philadelphians. They'll get 2 wins in 2 matches. Very impressive start to this year's campaign. And there we go. Jonathan Fu ends it in fine style. A massive strike into the onside. And Jonathan Fu finishes with 41. The Philadelphians, they have won 2 games.
Yeah, back-to-back wins and back-to-back big performances from Jonathan Fu. 41 of 22 not out. Yadram 24 of 28 not out. A huge 62-run partnership to cap off what has been so far. There's still more to do, but it's so far been an excellent opening weekend for the Philadelphians as they do the double over the New England Eagles.
So better showing here from the New England Eagles, but take a look. Ricky Kesh, Baeedum, we saw him batted extremely well. Got a 35. Pranav Rao got 18. Derek Narain chipped in with 17. And in the end, 121. Certainly not enough. And it's the Philadelphians who wins by 10 balls. We saw a good knock from Jonathan Fu on 41. Bhaskar Yadram 24. I'm not forgetting Christopher Vantal at the top of the order for 29. In the end, they win with 10 balls to spare. And it all came down to Jonathan Fu and Bhaskar Yadram. So there you have it, folks. The Philadelphians, they've won both of their games. And now we'll get ready for the 2 o'clock fixture that will see the New York City Titans, their first time in the tournament. And they get a chance to test their mettle against the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Until then, we'll take a break and resume when cricket does so at about 2 o'clock. Prajapati into the square leg area. Could run away, and it has. Oh, it's in the air. Derek Narain. Oh, settles under it. Takes the catch. Over the head of cover. And could run away for 4. Nitish Mahesh. Oh, exquisite. Through the offside. And it doesn't get better than that. That's a lovely shot for 4. Signature. Into the offside. And a very good catch from the fielder running back. And Nitish Mahesh goes. It's 37 for 2.
This is it.
Lovely shot from Vantal. Straight as you like. And cutting well. That's a lovely shot through the slip area with no slip in place. Yeah.
Well, it's been given. So Derek Narayan has struck. Van Tol clearly not happy, but he's got to go. The New England begin to shift from side to side.
So Baeedum. So Usman Ashraf has spun one across Ashish Vatem and taking out the off stump is 58 for 4. So Bhaskar Yadram, a slashing shot into the offside. Fielder does well. Well, he was doing well. But in the end, it crosses him and crosses the rope. That's 4 runs
for 21. In the air and gone. So Derek Narayan has got a second wicket.
Oh, edges or cuts. And it goes away for 4. Much relief to the Philadelphians. And Fu into the offside. A bit of misfielding there from the man at cover. Look at that. Goes away for 4. And Jonathan Fu picks 40 balls. Oh, Jonathan Fu tees off at Mercer County Park. And that has gone tilt to the head office. And Yadram inside out, over long off. And he's trying to match Jonathan Fu. 6 to Bhaskar Yadram. Heard you says very soft dismissal. Cut away, passes Danai. And it goes up to the backward point boundary. Valuable shot here for Jonathan.
It's all over. And there, that could be one of them. Jonathan Fu, it is one of them. Has hammered it straight down the ground for 6. And that's why.
On course here, into the onside from Jonathan Fu. And a 6 and a 4 campaign. There we go. Jonathan Fu ends it in fine style. A massive strike into the onside.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
You're watching the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies.